Welcome back to Thrifty Finance Vision PH. We're excited to have you here for our latest corporate updates, and we'll be bringing you more insightful content in the days to come. Stay tuned for a wealth of valuable information about the world of finance and business. Your journey to financial empowerment starts here. Now let's get started. Philippine economy up by 5.9% in Q3. The Philippine economy grew by 5.9% in the third quarter of 2023, driven by a recovery in government spending. This was the fastest growth among major emerging economies in Asia with available data. However, the economy is still facing challenges from geopolitical tensions and persistent inflation. The government's 6 to 7% growth goal for 2023 is still achievable, but it will require easing inflation and improving government spending and investment. Economists expect growth to remain subdued in the next quarters due to the global economic slowdown, but private consumption will continue to be the main driver of growth. The BSP, Central Bank of the Philippines, is likely to hike interest rates at its next meeting on November 16 in an effort to temper inflation. However, some economists believe that the BSP will pause in the upcoming policy meeting due to the risk of slowing down economic momentum. Overall, the outlook for the Philippine economy is positive in the near term, but there are some challenges that need to be addressed. The BSP is forecasting above-target inflation in 2023 and 2024. The BSP, Central Bank of the Philippines, expects inflation to average 6.2% in 2023 and 4.7% in 2024. This is higher than the BSP's previous forecasts of 5.8% for 2023 and 3.5% for 2024. The BSP attributes the higher forecasts to a number of factors, including the higher-than-expected inflation outturn in September 2023, the higher inflation nowcast for October 2023, the approved 1 peso provisional jeepney fare increase, the estimated impact of the moderate El Niño conditions on prices. The BSP also noted that the balance of risks to the inflation outlook remains tilted to the upside, due to the potential impact of higher transport charges, electricity rates, international oil prices, and minimum wage adjustments in areas outside of Metro Manila. To address the inflationary pressures, the BSP has raised borrowing costs by 450 basis points since May 2022. The BSP also said that monetary policy settings will remain tighter for longer until inflationary expectations are re-anchored. The BSP is also calling for non-monetary government measures, which are crucial in addressing supply-side pressures on inflation. In summary, the BSP expects inflation to remain above target in 2023 and 2024, and is taking steps to address the inflationary pressures. Factory production in the Philippines increased by 9.1% in September. The Philippine manufacturing sector's output rose by 9.1% in September 2023, the fastest pace in 18 months. This growth was driven by sustained domestic demand and resilient exports. The growth in the manufacturing sector was supported by good domestic demand, resilient exports, and ongoing infrastructure projects. The Philippines' largest export, electrical equipment, was a major contributor to this improvement. The weak peso against the US dollar also helped make Philippine exports more competitive abroad. Despite elevated inflation and a weaker peso, businesses remained optimistic and continued to invest in production, fueling the industry's growth momentum. 8 out of 22 industry divisions recorded annual growth in September, led by the manufacture of coke and refined petroleum products, computer, electronic and optical products, and basic metals. However, 14 industry divisions recorded annual declines in September, led by wearing apparel, fabricated metal products, leather and related products, including footwear and food products. The average capacity utilization in the manufacturing sector averaged 74.3% in September, up from 71.7% a year ago and 74% in August. The uptrend in the manufacturing sector is expected to continue amid improvements in the supply chain and employment. LGU borrowing in the Philippines more than doubled in the first half of 2023, reaching P43 billion. The amount borrowed by local government units, LGUs, in the Philippines from domestic creditors more than doubled in the first half of 2023 to 43.1 billion pesos, from 20.2 billion pesos in the same period last year. This was likely due to the resumption of government plans and projects a year after the conduct of the national and local elections in 2022. Majority of the loans at 64% were intended for infrastructure projects, including the construction and/or improvement of farm-to-market or access roads and bridges, public markets, multi-purpose buildings/business/commercial centers, healthcare facilities or hospitals, school buildings, solid waste management/materials recovery facilities, water system and septic treatment, and drainage and sewerage systems. The biggest borrowers were Bacolod City and Negros Occidental with 4.17 billion pesos, followed by Caloocan City and NCR with 3.33 billion pesos, Santa Rosa City and Laguna with 3.12 billion pesos, Bays and Negros Oriental with 1.69 billion pesos, Angela City and Pampanga with 1.5 billion pesos, Surigao del Sur with 1.5 billion pesos, Minglanilla and Cebu with 1 billion pesos, and Sarangani Province with 1 billion pesos. Ninoy Aquino International Airport is welcoming 2 new airlines to its roster. 2 new airlines are joining Ninoy Aquino International Airport's roster of carriers. Greater Bay Airlines and Malaysia-based Batik Air will start offering flights to and from the airport in November and December, respectively. The addition of these 2 airlines brings the total number of carriers hosted by Ninoy Aquino International Airport to 48, further expanding the range of destinations and airlines available to passengers. The NAIA officer in charge said that the addition of these new airlines is a significant development for the airport's connectivity, strengthening Manila's position among the most internationally connected airports in the world. He also said that the NAIA will continue to improve its procedures and coordination to accommodate even more carriers and flights in the future. We've reached the end of our video, covering the latest economic and corporate updates. Be sure to stay connected with us, because we'll be delivering even more of this valuable content in the days and weeks to come. Your source for up-to-date financial insights and business news is just a click away. I trust you gained valuable insights from this video. Remember to show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel. We look forward to having you with us in our next video.